What it do, SLT Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Life Talks. You Got Next, with Kevin and I are combing the globe, and we are trying to find y'all some phenomenal stories. We're talking about human beings who are doing big things and accomplishing big dreams, and the hits just don't stop. I don't know how we keep getting blessed with these phenomenal stories, and today we got an inspirational leader who is going above and beyond to mentor the kids, to change our next generation into people who understand the bigger picture. We got Coach Steve Julian in the building. Coach, how are you today?
I'm great, man. It's been a long day, but I'm blessed. I can't complain.
Hey, well, we are so excited to have you. Your story is phenomenal, and y'all buckle up because this is going to be a crazy one. I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, the Louisiana live in the flesh, rocking alongside of my brother, my head A-Spoon Coon, my partner in crime, the head coach KT. Kev, man, how you feeling, brother?
I got a new camera. I'm feeling great. We got a great story going on, man. Let's do it, man.
We could tell, man. You've been shining and smiling ever since you put the new little camera on. Hey, listen, before we get started, we got to pay the bills. Kevin now are in the process of what we call the takeover. And I'm saying, I don't think I said it with enough energy. I'm going to say that again. Kevin now are right now, we're doing the takeover. And we need your help to do the takeover. And that is our mission and our drive to get 1,000 subscribers. So we want to ask a quick favor of you. It won't cost you a penny, just a few clicks. What we want on the count of three, we want everybody out there to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the show to get all kind of free content. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom! If you hit that subscribe button, we appreciate you. It goes a long way to helping us to fulfill our dreams and become one of the next big platforms out there telling phenomenal stories like we are. And also, like I said, you got free content coming, great stories like the one we have here today. But without further ado, y'all see the man on the step. That means this man stopped down in the midst of about to eat some supper to talk to us and give you guys this story. That's how real this is. Y'all see that? Y'all know what it's like to sit on the steps, right? Yeah, we got family in the house doing things. This man has stopped down to tell us his phenomenal story. We got Coach Steve in the building. I mean, Coach, what have you not done? You started your own semi-pro league program. You coached you're from Trinidad and Tobago. You lived in Boston. I mean, what have you not done, Coach? I mean, you're just a phenomenal human being, man. What's going on? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great, man. At this point, I think the only thing I haven't done is probably coach cricket at this point. So, I mean...
Tiddlywinks? I heard your Tiddlywinks plays third in state, man.
That might be the only thing. But no, I'm having a great day, man. I appreciate you guys reaching out so we can do this thing, man. This is really dope.
Nah, this is super dope because, I mean, this is all about you. And so let's start this thing out, man. You know, I only know Trinidad and Tobago for every 4 years that name come across my screen, right? That's when we talk about the Summer Olympics. So what was it? Now, did you grow up over there or did you?
B. Jones, you are jumping the gun, sir.
Oh, Kevin, that's why you wear the hat, you know, and that's why you get the new camera. That's why you get the new camera. You know, I get the scraps. Coach Steve, I'm so sorry. I gave you a platform that you didn't earn it yet. All right. And you know how it is. I know me and Kev got to run sprints after this show for being 2 minutes late. But Kev, we got to take you through the initiation. All right, Coach?
All right, cool.
All right, there we go. Kev, will you do the honors for me, please, sir?
Yeah, I guess I can now. All right, Coach. So in order to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 hip-hop artists.
Biggie. Jay-Z.
Biggie.
Pac. Drake is in there. And last but not least, I got to put Nas.
Brother, I think that is probably the most sensible. I think that's a non-debatable top 5. That is a non-debate. You just talked about over 100 million albums. So in that list of top 5 there, man. Wow, that's crazy. But you clearly East Coast. You got a little East Coast bias.
See, Coach,
but don't forget though, he was born on the East Coast, so don't forget.
That's right. Yeah.
Coach, our top 5 was almost the same, except I had Andre 3000 in mine and not Nas.
Listen,
Please.
Respectfully, there's Eminem, there's Weezy, there's a list
Yeah,
of people you can
both
put.
of them.
So honestly, if you did a top 10, we can go all day. But like top 5 is very, very hard for a lot of people. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yours is very respectable.
Hey, it's non-debatable. It's
yeah,
the first
yeah.
non-debatable top 5 I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna be quiet
now,
and ask the next
if
question.
we was talking current, J. Cole would have been in there. But we'll
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
See, Coach, I dig. I see what you're doing over there, Coach. I see you.
All right, so tell us your favorite sports teams.
All right. So as far as football is concerned, let me clarify. I am a Tom Brady fan. Okay. All right. So, Patriots.
I'm messing with you, Coach. I tried to turn the podcast off. Turn it off. Shut it down. Shut it down.
I'm a Patriots fan, but Tom Brady. That's my QB. That's what I rock with. As far as basketball is concerned, I am a LeBron and Kyrie fan. So I am rooting for the Lakers right now. As far as baseball is concerned, Red Sox. And what am I missing? Oh, hockey. Bruins. We're gonna keep it as local as possible when it comes to those. So,
All
You
right,
know,
so-
Coach, I used to make fun of people like that. But before we started our platform and I had to mature in my brain. I used to be like, man, all he like is the winners. And then all of a sudden, the more and more we start talking to people around the country and doing this stuff, I realized that if you're not talking and supporting winners, then you're probably supporting losers. And if you're supporting losers, what does that say about you? Now, keep in mind, Coach, I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, so I wore a trash bag for the first 15 years of my childhood, walking around with little holes in the brown paper bag. But
well, it's gonna
again because of James Winston.
exactly.
nah, hey, James Winston, we gonna talk about this off air, fellas. I promise you.
Let's do that. All right, Coach.
You almost made me turn my camera off, but go ahead.
All right, Coach. So, who is your favorite superhero and why?
I will honestly say my favorite superhero at this point is it's Black Panther, and the reason why I say that it is because of the way Chadwick portrayed that role and the amazing job that he did. It puts you on a different platform. Like that movie all around, you could have like Killmonger at one point, what I'm saying, with his story and just the cast and everything they put together was amazing. But the way Chadwick played that role, it made you feel great to be black.
He defined Black Panther, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Man, listen, it's gonna be hard when they do part 2. It's gonna be so hard. If they do it right, it's not, but it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, they're doing it now, but they're saying that they're not going to recast it now. They're changing their mind. I'm like I said, we can talk about that another time too. All right, T'Challa. So since every superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
It would probably have to be DMX Get At Me, Dog.
All right, T'Challa, you getting it like that?
I knew you was gonna go East Coast, though. I knew he was gonna go East Coast.
Listen, that's how we gotta come, man. Like, it's gotta be, the growl in the beginning. We gotta get everybody amped, get you turned up. Like, it's gotta be, gotta be done right.
All right, now B. Jones, you can take over and ask your questions now that he's a part of the SLT family.
Man, I enjoyed the initiation. I want to go back through that again, man. Well, welcome to the family, Coach Steve. All right, man. So now, did you grow up in Trinidad and Tobago, or how long have you been over here in Boston, or when did you move to Boston?
So I was born. I was born in Trinidad when I was 6. I was born in Trinidad. Came up here when I was 6.
Okay.
So I went to kindergarten, which we call Rosary School out there, till I was 6. Came up here, and once I moved to Boston, my whole family, not knowing anybody, we lived in a shelter originally, and then we grew up in this area called Mission Hill, out here in Roxbury, in Boston. We got a good amount of ball players that have, came from Roxbury, Mission Hill area, Will Blaylock, Shabazz Napier, those just to name a few,
Ooh.
Wayne Sheldon. So, we that's the area I grew up in, lived in an area called Dorchester as well. And then at some point, pretty much when I turned 15, I was kind of on my own because my father decided to move to Brockton. Wasn't my cup of tea. I wanted to be with my friends, kind of stay in the hood, which honestly helped me to this day to get into basketball because honestly, if I was with my father, I might have been a pastor right about now.
Yeah.
My father's a deacon, just so put that out there, so but I would have went that route, probably not been into basketball, touched basketball, or sports for that nature. So honestly, everything in my life kind of worked out the way I wanted it to. But Trinidad is a beautiful place to come from. I promise you that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is gorgeous. And I ain't talking about the scenery. I'm talking about the scenery. All right, so... All right, Coach. So when did you fall in love with basketball? You sound like you came up, and we talking about in the area where most people talk about New Edition. Did you get to enjoy New Edition when they was coming up, man? Like, was that all going on at your time?
Listen. I'm very old school. Like I'm 38. You know what I'm saying? And I was blessed to be born at that right time. But New Edition, New Kids on the Block. There was a guy up here named Maurice Starr that actually was, the one studio that everybody went to.
Yes.
So, and it was in Roxbury. So
yeah, that's what made me think about
it. So you was able to go up the street and everybody. Yeah, so everybody was around the corner. Like you couldn't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? So you grew up with around the right music and everything. I got into basketball when I moved with my mother. My brother was one of those like best kept secrets. Like he didn't really go to school, but when it was ball season, he was there. He was killing the game and the whole nine. So he's the one that got me into basketball. And then I was actually playing in this CYO league, which is like a church league, but they also had the cities and the states version of that up here. We ended up winning the cities and the states. And then I turned 19, couldn't play anymore. And the coach was like, hey, man, you've been my point guard for years, and I want you to take over the team and coaching. And I was like, I don't know nothing about coaching. So, the best thing to do, get all the best ball players from your hood, put them on the team. And we went out, we rocked, and ended up winning the cities and the states again. And after that, I just fell in love with it.
Hey, that must have been easy to recruit as a 19-year-old. Like, hey, I run with you guys. Y'all see me every day. I need you to come on over here, put this jersey on, and come play with your boy. I mean, that might have been the easiest recruiting job ever, right?
Man, it worked out so great because I'm looking at all these veteran coaches who like in their 50s, and we coming in there and we're destroying them, and they thinking I'm on the team, and I'm like, no, I'm here to coach, man. So that was just a beautiful feeling for me to be so young and get that experience and kind of beat some of these veterans in the game. So it was like beautiful for me.
Yeah, you seem like you kind of got that chip on your shoulder, though, Coach. You seem like you know nonsense. Like when it come to, I'm afraid to play you in the game because I can already tell you talking. You probably talking just as much as you shooting over there. Is that the kind of player you are? Are you gritty?
No. I am very. Listen, I'm very quiet. I like to get my teammates involved first, but as soon as that one person come out their mouth, I'm gonna talk my shit.
It's gonna happen. I already knew it was gonna happen. I already knew it was gonna happen because you gave it back to me real quick on the turn it off. I said, we got us a firecracker on this one. So, Coach, now I all of us have dreamed of being GMs and owners, right? But you actually went and pulled it off. How did you start a semi-pro women's program, man? Tell us about that process. Take us there.
So originally, 10 years ago, we had a women's program in the WBCBL. I did that by myself, no staff, really just got the best girls that I've been coaching in tournaments. And, we went out to New York and played the New York teams, New Jersey, stuff like that. Won out all our games. But then when it came for us to get to the championship and stuff, funding reasons, we couldn't go, didn't happen. And then all the teams in our area started to fold because all the teams were in the South. So, that was just the tough part for us. And then I was helping out somebody with a men's program in the ABA. And literally the week before our first game, the dude just up and left. So I literally took all my tax money and pretty much traveled with the men's team. Wow. And we actually ended up beating a Rochester team who went undefeated for 3 years. We beat them by buzzer beater, got their head coach fired, got a couple of players changed out. And then with the women's program, the lady Marsha reached out to me and was like, hey, I want you to do a women's team. And I was like, hey, if you get more teams in the area, I'll gladly do it. And then this time for me, I wanted to put a staff together of all the people that I trust, that's into sports. And everybody on my staff is a coach. So, the good thing about it, whether they're head of player personnel, if they're my director, whatever it is, everybody's a coach. So, worst case scenario, we have coaches all across the board and they have that mindset. So for me, it was actually easier this time. The hardest part, honestly, is because we have so many overseas players that are from Boston that when those players start to leave to go back overseas, now replacing them is the hardest part I'll have.
Yeah, it's disruptive. Yeah, I got you. Just kind of mess with the flow. So, Coach, you cued me in perfectly here. So, reading your package, your bio, it was a line in there, and I'm gonna read it word for word. But man, I don't know why it has been keeping me up at night, Coach. It has literally intrigued me to the point where I'm so glad to have you here. You gotta answer this for me. I'm gonna read this line. I plan on hiring at least 80% women on my staff to give them the opportunity to one day own their own team or get other job opportunities on the college or NBA level. Why is that so important to you? Why do you feel that mandate upon your coaching career to lift women in that form of fashion?
For me, honestly, it came down to everything that was happening with the Black Lives Matter movement, the support that the women's soccer team getting underpaid, but they're winning every game possible. The WNBA women getting underpaid. Like, you have players that are only making $38,000, for the year, and I work a 9 to 5 and make more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, and they're entertaining. They're putting on a show. Yeah, they don't got the dunks in the whole nine, but they still doing what they need to do. And then with them getting underpaid, the Black Lives Movement, the support that they have, and then the NCAA, the way they treated the women this year with the stuff like that. So for me, it was like, yo, if I'm not hiring at least 80% women on my staff, then I'm not doing my due diligence as a man to put them on that platform. At the end of the day, women need to be put on that high pedestal. And because again, we're not the ones giving birth. We're not holding the baby for 9 months and then we're giving birth. Like, we're not the ones that are making, like, my girlfriend's in the house right now, making sure the kids have their food ready, giving them their bath, making sure they're able to go to sleep at night and get tucked in while I'm still doing work on top of everything that I need to do. So like, that, just being at home and I have daughters. So for me, like, that's just the main thing. Both of my daughters are actually owners on my basketball team, and one of them's 2 and the other one's 9 months. So I want to make sure that they have that, the legacy, that when they get older, they have, that paper trail of amazing things that they can have. So.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah, Coach, I need you to put me on too. All right, so earlier we talked about your favorite superhero, right? So you said Black Panther, but for this question, let's pretend that you're Captain America. So assemble your dream coaching staff.
Okay. My head coach, you gotta give me Pat Riley. Okay. I got Phil Jackson as an assistant coach. Okay. Then I'm going Gino Auriemma, UConn's coach. Okay. And give me Coach K.
I'm gonna have to give him Pat Summitt though. I'm gonna put Pat Summitt on there. You need Pat Summitt on that thing, just so we get that one female on that thing. Because I mean, listen, she gonna create leaders. She gonna create them winners.
I give it to you, but the funny thing about I've actually worked the UConn camp, and honestly, actually getting to have a conversation with Gino, and like, that man is beyond
smart,
amazing, man. Oh man,
it's not an accident, huh? That success is not by accident.
It's funny how, like, you can see, like, Coach Calipari at Kentucky, how players will purposely go there just to leave because they know that they can get that deal and get out of here. But with Coach Gino, you want to stay to learn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at all the coaches I just put on the list, they literally have had players stay longevity because they want to continue to learn from them. And that's the reason why I picked them. Like most people would expect me because I'm black to pick black coaches, but I want to pick the coaches that players want to be a part of. They want to be a part of your legacy. They want to learn as much as they can from you, and that's the reason why I pick those coaches.
All right, Coach. So speaking of learning, what is something that you learned on the court that transitions off?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I learned to leave the referees alone because they're going to give you every bad call possible. They're going to consistently be terrible, and it's okay. But now, honestly, I've learned great leaders are built on the court. You can't tell me how to play basketball. You can't coach me on how to play basketball unless you step on the court. The only thing about coaching is that you see it from a different point of view. And you're able to let the players know, like, hey, I've played this game. I understand the structure. I've been on the floor. I've been a point guard. I understand what you're seeing and what you're not seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like right now, I was coaching a women's flag football team on defense. And like, I help my offensive coordinator out because I'm like, I see what the other team is playing on defense before they even play it. So I know, hey, run that play again. They're going to sleep on it. This safety's drifting over. Like that, I could see everything before it's naturally happening, and that's what we were able to execute, in a lot of those leagues. So like once you play the game on the actual field and on the court, it's easy. It becomes second nature when it comes coaching because you're learning. And then even like there's times like I dabble in refereeing, so I can see other little things. Like I can see why the refs get frustrated. I can see why players yell at the refs. Referees miss calls. It happens. So, just getting all those skill sets is actually helping.
All right. So what is the best piece of advice someone has given you?
Honestly, the best advice I've gotten is just be yourself. Stay true to you. But I also was watching I Am Athlete the other day, and Deion Sanders got on there. And, man, he said, there's a lot of role models out there, but there's a lot of models playing roles. That just set real, that gave me the eye-opener of, how you look at certain people and you look up to them. But then once you really get to know them as an actual person, you can see like another side of them that you don't want to see. So like my mentors have always been, the coaches that have never given up on me. The ones who still, text me and call me till this day, like, hey, just checking on you. The ones who wish me the happy birthday, like on a physical phone call or text message. So like, honestly, the best, piece of advice is, always be yourself, stay true. Because, once you start showing people any type of fakeness towards you, eventually they'll see it. So once, if people are not talking about you, then you're doing something wrong.
Okay, Coach. So I'm making a movie. Well, I'm going to make a sequel to a movie. It's going to be called Love and Basketball 2. All right. You are Quincy McCall. Tell our fans about your Monica Wright.
Her name is Felicia McDonald. When I tell you, she is an amazing mother. Like, how sometimes you go through your ups and downs and things like that, but that's one person like I wouldn't want to have. I wouldn't want to pick somebody else to have a kid with. Like the stuff that she does, like if you're not arguing, you ain't in a relationship. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. If your relationship's going too smooth, she's cheating on you. Just so you know. But honestly, like she's a great mother.
Hey, that's the best advice I never got.
She's a great mother. She carries herself very well. The way she is just there. The other day, one of my young boys passed away, and she was just checking on me without nagging me, and just getting all emotional, and we're just supportive for each other. We do everything we can for our girls. She is very family oriented. Her mother and father just celebrated their anniversary. She's always grew up in that type of household, so she wants the same for us over here. So it's like, it's a blessing. And don't get me wrong, like have your days where you want to just strangle each other, but honestly, man, when it counts, she's there. So.
I like
All
that
right.
one, man.
Yeah. All right, B. Jones. Let's get into it.
Now, hold on, I gotta go start a fight with my wife real quick, man. Make sure she ain't dipping. you gonna start a fight with your wife? She's like, okay, I'm sorry. You're like, oh Lord. All right, coach, right. Championship rounds, man. This is a part of the show where Kev and I, we turn on each other. We go tit for tat. We compete to see which host is the most dominant. And you, my friend, get to control all of this chaos and call all of the shots. Welcome to Championship Rounds. Have you ever played the game Would You Rather, Coach Steve?
Yes, I have.
All right, so you already know the rules. Both of us will present you an option. Select which option is most applicable to you, which one means the most to you. The first host to get 2 of those options correct, or the best out of 3, will win this round of Championship Rounds. And, Coach, no pressure. But the score is 29-29. You get the privilege of breaking a tie. Ooh. These are always tough shows for people because I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this turns out. Are you ready, Coach? You got any questions?
I'm ready. Now I'm good. Let's go.
All right. Well, I am the defending champ. Belt is around my waist right now, so I will kick this thing off. Coach Steve, would you rather coach a player that went on to win a WNBA championship, or
coach a player that became a coach and hired an all-female staff?
Ooh. Going with KT on that one.
Oh,
I knew you would come around. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so round 2, Coach. Would you rather own your own minor league organization that became a developmental system for the pros, or
Nike hires you as a brand ambassador and you get to coach this very exclusive Nike team that travels around the country empowering females? Consider it their version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, B. Jones, we talking my talk. Let's go.
I love it. Whoo. That's how you do it. You ready? Last round. And this one is all about you, Coach. It's all about who you want to be and where you've been. Coach, would you rather fast forward with all this stuff you got going on? You got the babies, you got the kids, you're coaching up all kind of groups. Would you rather fast forward to 10 years and see where you are, or
rewind 10 years, taking what you know now and using it to start over?
Rewind, KT, you got it.
And you know what, B. Jones? Yeah, your family and this. You try to throw that in there so you could try to win. I see what you did, you dirty dog. It didn't work. It didn't work. But I digress. Thank you, Coach, for playing. B. Jones, we can continue.
And you know what's funny, Coach? How tall are you, Coach?
On a good day, 5'7".
Because Kevin was talking all this trash behind stage about how he can work you over, how he can beat you in the game of 1-on-1. He was talking all kind of smoke, Coach. And you gave him the win. It was me and you.
Know why he's not telling the truth? Because we didn't have enough time to talk noise backstage because we were running late because of AJ Nicole.
Hey, all right, Coach. All right, I'm gonna get him up off here, Kev. So we see the street lights that came on out there. You live in Boston right now? Are you in Boston?
Yeah, I'm in Boston. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we see the street lights. We know it's an hour ahead of us, but everybody wants to know, Coach. They enjoyed the interview. They enjoyed your story. But what does the future hold for you, Coach Steve? Tell us a little bit about that.
The future is very bright. Right now, I have the women's semi-pro team, the New England TrailBlazers. Also, I am director of a women's flag football league of over 300 women. So with the women's flag football league, it's been going on 7 years. With the new development of the women's basketball program, everything's looking up. The support in the city is amazing. This is something that my daughters are going to eventually take over when it gets to their time. I'm just getting to the point that I just want to make somebody like Brad Stevens or one of those type of guys really want to make us put a WNBA team here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even want any recognition or anything like that, but I want just that ability to be like, we can't be called a city of champions. We can't win 10 championships over 20 years and not have a women's WNBA team. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's time for a WNBA expansion, even if they just did 2 teams. I think it's enough talent that's being left out, that's going overseas to play. That They can stretch it out, but they don't want to pay them. So, what's the ultimate dream for you, Coach Steve? You got a lot of stuff, cool stuff too. I mean, you got a lot of cool stuff going on. What is the ultimate dream for you? What's keeping you up at night?
The ultimate dream for me is to leave a legacy for my kids. And my main thing is I want my legacy to speak for itself. I don't want any high awards. I don't want no statue. I don't want nothing like that. I want my daughters to just be like, yo, my dad was the coolest. There's nothing that he couldn't do. So they just get that mindset that they could do the same thing. Like my daughters are, my 2-year-old plays soccer and swimming. My 9-month-year-old, she's taking swimming. And then when she gets old enough, it's basketball, it's boxing. So they're literally going to try every sport possible until they find a niche.
I love it, man. KT?
Where can our fans find you on social media?
They can find me on Instagram at Coach Steve. That's COACHSTEV with the number 3 at the end. And then my Facebook is just my general name, Steve Julian. Twitter name is Coach Steve as well.
And do you have any shout outs you want to give?
I just want to give shout outs to my women's program. Our first game is coming up in 2 weeks. We actually have a fundraiser this Friday with all their friends and families coming out. We're catering some food. They get to meet the players. They're going to run a full-out scrimmage. I want to give a shout-out to my staff. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. Shout-out to my family. They're the biggest inspirations. Shout-out to my bros called The Firm. We actually do fun sporting events out here in the city at least once a month where we just put on for the city, and invite out some of the baddies, in the city, to come play in some of the games and stuff like that. But it's all, it's all fun. Everybody's very family oriented. We put on for all the sponsors in the city. So that's the main objective for everything that, that I want to do here.
I'm on my way. All right, well, Coach Steve Julian, you got next, man. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. We appreciate you stopping down. I know you're ready to go get you some of that good supper, some of that good food that you got in there on the table, man. We truly appreciate the sacrifice. It means a ton to us. Whether you are a fan of the show or this is your first time stopping by, we appreciate it. Thank you for showing us the love. It means a ton. Remember, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, leave some comments down there for Coach Steve. How he robbed me out of the championship round and broke my heart. Hey, tell us what you think about the show. Rooting them on, and we will see you guys on Wednesday nights at 8:00 p.m. We stream live on Facebook and YouTube. See, Kevin was bragging about that new camera. Look, he got all this here going on. You see what I'm saying? Remember, Sports Life Talk. Come check us out. Come be a part of the family. We're maniacal about engaging with you guys. And normally I would let Kevin say the last word, but I'm the mouth of the South. I'm going to close this thing out. Listen, y'all take care of one another. We love y'all. We appreciate the love and support. Stay safe. Be blessed. And we will see y'all again on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet.